Okay, thank you for introducing me. I'm sorry for disturbing you. Anyway, this is not only one paper. I managed 3.5 paper. It's one of them I worked with Julian recently, but it's not published yet. And another one is Ivan, my friend, and Margarita in the Russia. Most of them is related to leading digits and factor complexity, what we are using for proving by some ergodic method and uniform digits. So first motivation is using a new with American astronomy using for most leading digits. For briefly information of the data, and later, and yeah, and that times probability by Andrei Kolmorov is not categorized as a theorem. That's why he mentioned this probability of the leading digits by percents. Later, 15 years later, Benford is trying to understand what is the probability of the most leading digits of the sequence. So it's here I put the reason why I working this bunch of the sequence. We'll talk later. For example, for example, 2 to the power n, 2 to the power n square, and n to the power n and n factorial. If you look at some data, you will see that the most significant digits of this sequence, it has a polynomial behavior. Here is the main definition. I don't want to spend too much time. Is the first one is the most significant digits, and second one is the insignificant digits. I mean, from the selecting from the left side. So here it's by experimental. We collect the data, 15 most significant digits of 2 to the power n sequence, and the p function. Try to don't move. So here we are moving, how we can moving from the Benford law to equidistributed. Actually, I don't know what's the pointer, only this one. Yeah, it's the word of the number of the x and the word of the log. I mean, this notation is the fractional part. And we try to discussing leading digits, but instead of that using all and uniform distribution, and another side the Benford probability. And here, instead of this transformation, you are using the rotation over circle and later rotation over torus and partition by torus, counting the factor. So actually here is the connection. I wrote what's the connection between the homogeneous spaces. So in generally, it's that we are working, for example, with 2 to the power n square. We are working on the torus, and our abelian group is R2, and our lattice is the Z2, and we have a one homogeneous space. So here the main definition we are discussing, all of you know that it's about the factor complexity, or somehow the support complexity invented by Morse and Headland for discussing about some geodesies. Okay, right now I will mention some bunch of the problem, and I will try to. So first of all, we are discussing about the factor complexity. Later, for general basis. After that, for actually some other kind of the factor complexities like arithmetic complexity and polynomial complexity invented by me in my thesis. So, and later we will discuss about the more generalized case. It's a rotation over and A and D is a fix. And after that, we will discuss about the most significant digits of n factorial and gamma function. Okay, here we are discussing about the first problem. I collect all of the data, what's going on for in the base 10, for 2 to the power n, 3, and so on, so on. But we need to have some restriction. We cannot discuss about all of the cases, and I will mention why. So by some data analysis, we can see that for 2 to the power n, it has a linear behavior for factors and also 2 to the power n. Okay, and here we have some restriction. So we have for a to the power n in the base b, we call that pair when a is a positive rational number and b is a free square integer number greater than or equal to 5, and a and b should be multiplicative independent. In this case, we don't need to care. Actually, we have more possibility for working. So, and here, actually, we don't need to care. At the last case, a, b should be free. So here we collect the data and we prove it. Actually, it would be what is the factor complexity of all of the discrete sequence in different bases. And we know we use this notion for a to the power n in base b. For example, for 2 to the power n in base 5, it would be like this. But for example, we are not working for 2 to the power n in base 4 because 2 and 4, they are not multiplicative independent. Okay, and it's a theorem, but some people from US say that when A and B be an admissible pair, this factor complexity for all of the n, it should be affine function. They prove it by rotation over circle. In the Alessandri, he was PhD student in Marseille, he proved that if we have a coding rational rotation, the factor complexity it would be affine for enough large n. So why we need some restriction, I will put shortly, I will review of them. Okay, for multiplicative independent, if A and B are multiplicative independent, the factor complexity it would be periodic. And when actually it would be, why we need that it would be at least 5. So it should be, if it would be b equal to 5, this interval, the length of that it would be 1/2. That's why the region is would be not connected. So, and it would be a difficult question, finding factor complexity of 2 to the power n in base 3. So an square free basis, actually it would be the same reasoning. It would be actually, in one case it would be periodic and in another case it's not bounded. So that's why we need to consider this restriction. So this result is related to transcendentally and algebraically numbers. So for example, if we consider that the sequence made by the most significant digits of 2 to the power n, so it should be transcendental. Why? Because of the Yan-Bourgeois and Adamaszewski result. So it's I wrote another version of it, but it's similar. So because we find that the factor complexity of this guy is 4n plus 5, that's why it would be transcendent. So for example, here I wrote this example. Okay, so for leading, right now I want to mention the result. It's, I think Cassini found it in his PhD thesis. If we have a one sequence like this, we can find a word such that the factor complexity of that it would be linear. So we have one definition. We call that this function is leading digit complexity function. If we can find the C and D such that it should be to a to the power most significant. We call that C and D is a good pair if we can find this kind of the C and D. So, okay, and we have a notion, one notation, which is the all of the this pair. Should be good pair. So we have some observation here based on the number of the GC, some data. So we can see that both of this function f1 and f2 would be bounded above and bounded below, but f1 is not converges to a limit and f2 is appearing to converge. So short result is obtained by me. I prove that it's GC, it would be bounded, and this guy is not, this limit is not equal. Also, we can find the bounded for second function, for GC. So it's let me shortly say that arithmetic complexity as too much. Talk about it is founded by the Anafrid and his supervisor, Sergei Agostinovich. So Cassin and Anafrid, they proved that when S is a Schumann word, the arithmetic complexity of that it would be OKQ. So in this case, if we have this notation for arithmetic complexity a to the power n, for the most significant digits of a to the power n, and here is the arithmetic complexity of rotation words, we can say that the arithmetic complexity of Schumann word can include the rotation word, and also we can say that arithmetic complexity of the most significant digits of a to the power n for admissible pair it would be equal KQ. So it's a polynomial complexity. It's a one chapter of my PhD. So let's consider that we have a one polynomial, and we select a subword, polynomial subword based on this polynomial, and we concat them. Of course, it should be this AD, it should be positive, because when we want to prove that we have the some pattern word like a to the power n or b to the power n, we need to use the Fuzenberg and Bellexen theorem for polynomials. That's why we need to consider that the leading term of the leading coefficient of that it should be positive. So, and we consider that all of this factor as a polynomial closure of that with degree d. The degree is a fix, is not changing. So, and we define the polynomial complexity. Okay. Okay. The result is obtained recently with me and Julia. It's let S be a Schumann word. We have a polynomial with degree d. The polynomial complexity of degree d of a Schumann word, it would be O of this guy. The method we are using that it would be partition of the torus, and using actually the Euler characteristic for the torus. So let's have a one notation. Okay. We have a polynomial complexity of the most significant digits, and for rotational word. Actually, if we are proving for a Schumann word, it's like we are finding for rotation words. So we can say that the polynomial complexity of the most significant of digits of a to the power n, it should be for admissible. Another short result is we are talking about the factor complexity of the polynomial mostly leading the irrational number is obtained with me and other Russian people in Moscow State University. Maybe I mention it because I want to use it. This theorem is find it with me and Ivan. We consider that D is a fixed positive integer number and B is a greater than equal to 5. So we prove that the most significant, the factor complexity of the most significant digits of a to the power n in base B, it should be it has a polynomial behavior for big enough large K, and it has a degree D times D plus 1. The method we are using by partition of the torus in n dimension, and we have a each times, and we are proving it would be in each part of the partition it would be the dense. That's why it's in each part is the non-empty, and after each flow rotation, it has a one digits adding two factors. So it's the same methods that Pierre and Modui, they're using for unipotent non-torus and factors. Using. So another thing is I want to talk about another methods. It's using the Bressel and Pogba for finding the factors of the Schumann words by some discrete geometry method. So first of all, we define a significant factor. In base B, it should be the subword appearance the most significant of this guy. So in this theorem is obtained between and Margarita, we say that is the factor complexity of this guy. It should be bounded between this and this guy. So actually, if this line is the logarithm of 1, 2, and blah, blah, blah. And so here, for first level of the partition, we have only the factors with length of 1. After we are doing 1 more times, we have a factors with 2. And then we, by calculating the number of the edge and intersection of them, and actually the number of the face, by using the Euler formula for torus, it would be and actually or torus, it has a homogeneous, it would be, you put it in 1, and we can calculate. And number of the faces will give us the factors. Oh, and actually I wrote here what we do orally. So it's a bit more terminology. And how much time do we have? So it's good. So we define a log factorial sequence. It would be logarithm of c times n factorial. Sn it would be, let's suppose it would be non-zero. So we define that the leading decimal signature of the sequence is word formed by the most significant digit to the power Sn in base 10. And a factorial leading decimal signature associated with log factorial sequence. So we prove that any significant factor in significance of f its appearance often it would be recurrent. Unfortunately, we couldn't prove that it would be uniform recurrence, and by some analysis method, we draw the gamma function and using some upper bound and lower bound by some string approximation, we could prove. And another definition is related to residual factor. Actually, this terminology invented by me, and I think that does not exist. So it's conflict with other definition. So is there any recurrent factors of the factorial signature is not the significant factor because that is residual factors. And we prove that the number of the distinct residual factors of length k So later about the measure and zero expectation. So we prove that for any fixed k, the set of real positive c whose factorial signature of carries a length k, residual factor infinity often has a Lebesgue measure 0. Okay, and more generalization about gamma words and gamma sequence. Now that this guy is a gamma sequence, C1 and C2 is a positive real number. Define the gamma word is the leading decimal signature associated with the gamma sequence. We denoted with this. For every residual factor of the factorial signature, there exists a gamma word with the same factor affiliates infinity. Definition that